This video today is brought to you by Blast Away. Descriptions in the link below. A friend of mine here in Swinton has a channel with about 38,000 subscribers. He gets some pretty big views. What it is, check out the degreasing the industrial floor. It's like ASMR for people who like things that were once filthy but are now clean. Thank you.
Good morning, it's 25th of July, Saturday, 2020. We're here back at the Swinton Council car park, and what's interesting to note is that, yeah, it's a bit quiet right now. When I drove past half an hour ago, it was absolutely rammed with a big queue snaking around the street, cars waiting to get their COVID-19 testing. Another thing to note is that half the staff here, the testers, seem to have been replaced by civilians. There are still British Army personnel in the camouflage uniforms more at the back where those vans are. The black tents are coming. I'm gonna turn the camera around because you don't watch these videos to look at my grisly face. You watch the videos to look at the action. So we pan round. There's the back of the J. Edgar Hoover Federal Bureau Investigation Headquarters. Only joking, it's the same designer. Likes concrete. And you come round and it's just a lot of people in fluorescent jackets stood around, and there's one car currently being COVID-19 tested. Interesting to note, yesterday in the UK, they brought in mandatory facial masks. The theory being they want to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Now, interesting to note that they've brought this measure in at the very end. Oh, the baby's thrown my coffee out of the pram. Oh, it's okay, the lid's on it. Cheers, baby. Why have you got coffee? Have you been drinking my coffee? That is terrible. Right. Oh, he's addicted now. Good thing it's a weak one. Right, anyway, let me just pause this for a sec as I sort this coffee out. Just want to say a few thoughts on this whole, you know, half-year-long nonsense we're all living with. Is that many of us have lost loved ones, but not that many of us. My uncle in Brazil, who passed away, he was 80 years old and had an underlying really bad heart condition. So what I'm trying to say is that I think to save 1,000 grannies, they've literally brought in a disgusting clown world for the entire civilization. Not just here, not just in America, not just in a few European countries, the whole planet now. Absolute mask-wearing clown world. I mean, the makeup of a clown is a mask. And now everything here is exactly the same, and it blows me away. I don't understand how they ever thought the absolute takedown of civilization was going to be suitable as a thing to do as a reaction to what has been not as bad as we think. Hello, sir, in the orange. How can I help you? Sorry, could you step a bit closer? My hearing's a bit... you're at least 5 meters away from me. Alright, so your issue is with me filming?
No, I've not got an issue. We just get asked to ask anybody who is filming to stop if they can.
Okay.
Okay, so I've asked you to stop. Up to you what you do from that.
But isn't that interesting? Why would they ask you to ask us to stop if there's nothing that anyone can do about it? If I'm just a free man on free public land doing free stuff?
Well, that's just what I've been asked. I'm doing my job.
You've been very polite, so I cannot fault you. No worries. Very bizarre. Very strange. Why would they bother to come up to people and ask to stop filming if there's nothing they can do to stop film? It's just, why? Because there's like a bit of medical testing. Why ruin the freedom? No, it's not ruining it. He did ask politely, but can you imagine if I went up to him? Excuse me, sir in the orange. Excuse me, can I ask you something? Could you please stop doing COVID testing here, please? Well, I was free to ask. Very strange world. Anyway, let's pause it just now. Man in the orange that came up to me to tell me to stop filming or ask me to stop filming if you want to get semantically anal about it. He's gone now to the army. Sorry about the lack of optical zoom, but Orange Man is now speaking to the armed forces about the man with the baby on the camera. It's very serious. So again, just want to say another thing. I don't think there's any way you can say that this party's at fault or that group's at fault or there's a conspiracy here, because literally, I'll tell you what's happening, and I'm not the first person to notice this. In a way, all major religions are built on this. There is an infinite war within consciousness between fear and the void, fear void, we'll call it fear void, and infinity love, or love infinity. Fear void versus love infinity. Now, love infinity has babies. That's it, do your hand movements. Love infinity, you know, treats everyone with compassion and dignity and sympathy. I think sympathy, you know, when you see suffering, because you believe in infinite love, you want to do something about it, but so many people in power, so many people that are successful in business, so many rich people, and people cutting their faces up with plastic surgery, Botox, aborting babies, that is fear void. So when people are absolutely scared to death by a government that's been pumping big figures, you know, like here in the UK, it's over 60,000 dead. That's more than the entirety of American soldiers that died in the 5-year-long Vietnam War. It's strange, like people are freaked out. I got shouted at in Tesco Express yesterday by a member of the public for not wearing a mask. I'm not going to go into it, but I ran in to buy an onion. Wasn't wearing the mask. And I had someone there in the camps, in the gulag, noticed that I had a ladder at the wall, and he fucking freaked out. And that's what it is. Infinity love, fear void.